You talking to me? You talking to me? There's nobody else here. Who the, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? I'm the greatest game developer of all time.
Hey guys, welcome back for episode 8. Real excited to talk about what I got going on this week. Game's looking super duper humpity dumpty sick, but before we get to that, I'd like to talk about something else. First of all, my sincerest apologies for the lateness on this video. It's more than half a week late now. Unfortunately, the reason for this is because, hey, you know what, man? Sometimes life gives you lemons.
Fuck you.
Now, if you'll recall, in a previous episode, I discussed a work week in which I did not work as much as I should have, and therefore, I decided to give myself an appropriate punishment. And it occurred to me, well, you guys have only seen what happens when I'm having a bad week. So how about I now show you what it's like when I'm having a good week? What does Matt's work week look like when he is being a godlike game dev? So I decided that this week, I'm gonna give you guys a look at my diet.
All right, folks, let's go ahead and make some breakfast here. So what you're gonna wanna start with is 1.5 cups of water, which you're gonna go ahead and put in this pot. All right, nicely done. Set that sucker to 6, 4, 5. 90 grams of steel cut oats. Personally, I recommend any brand which has a wise old man on it. Dump that oat in there. Oh yeah. You're gonna wanna whip out your favorite bowl here. Some 0% fat Greek yogurt. 100 grams. Oh, look at that. Exactly 100 grams. Defattened peanut butter powder. Now you can use natural peanut butter. That's all right too. 30 grams of that. Oh, look at that. More nuts. Now, what you actually want are not California walnuts. In fact, you want, what you're actually gonna want are raw mixed nuts. But right now, I just have walnuts, so that'll have to do. We're gonna add a little bit of cinnamon, just a little dash here and there. A couple grams of nutritional yeast. Let's see if we can nail exactly 2 grams here. Oh, I failed miserably at that one. Raw honey, or alternatively, maple syrup. We're looking for exactly 20 grams. Come on. All right, come on. Come on. Oh, I'm so good. Some strawberries, blackberries. All right, now take a good look at that before we go ahead and add the oatmeal. Give it a nice big mix. Oh yeah. This is both nutritious and delicious. All right, now it's lunchtime. We're gonna start by filling up a pot as much as you want. Frankly, it really doesn't matter. You're gonna wanna set that to the maximum heat. We're gonna add some lentils. Unfortunately, the store didn't have lentils for now. A good alternative is green split peas. Add a whopping 140 grams of this stuff. Dump all of that in there, even if the water's not boiling. And then you're gonna wanna check the clock and mark it for 30 minutes. Don't mind the fact that I'm making what I call lunch at 12:30 at night. Oh yeah, look at that. Frozen vegetables. This is one of God's greatest inventions. You see, regular vegetables cause a great big mess. Just as healthy and nutritious as raw vegetables. You put them in a microwave-safe dish. You can add a little bit of water if you want, but then you just throw them in the microwave, dog. Pop those suckers in for about 3 minutes and 30 seconds. All right, so after you've strained your green split peas, oh yeah, probably gonna be farting all night with these. Now that we got the veggies in there, let's go ahead and add our sauce, which I prefer to use Tostitos salsa medium, a little lump. There you go. Add some cheese, about 60 grams worth. Add the cheese, let's mix it all together. Finally, to top it off, you're going to want to eat yourself a nice orange or perhaps some other citrusy fruit, which helps you to absorb the iron from the lentils.
All right, so now that we've got breakfast and lunch covered, the last meal, of course, is dinner. Now, the way that I cook my dinner meal, it's a little bit different. Okay, so here's the recipe for this one. What you're going to want to do is pull out your phone and select your preferred food delivery app. Personally, I'm an Uber Eats kind of guy. Then you're going to want to go to the front page of this app, where you will inevitably see a restaurant called McDonald's. And you're going to want to go ahead and click on that restaurant. Then at the very top of the screen, on their menu, you are undoubtedly going to see the Big Mac combo. You're going to want to click on that. Next, you're going to have options for fries. You're going to want to select the large option, not medium or small. You will have an option for a drink. You're going to want to select the large drink, not medium or small. If you'd like, you can remove the pickles, that's what I like to do, and then go ahead and add that to your cart. The next step in the recipe is to look for the junior chicken. Now, in the junior chicken options, I would recommend adding extra cheese and extra bacon, and go ahead and add that to your cart. The third step is you're going to want to look for something called Chicken McNuggets, and there is a 6-pack. You're going to want to skip over that. You'll see a 10-pack option. You're going to want to keep going. And then you'll see the 20-pack option, and that's the one you're going to want to hit. Then you're going to have the option of which sauce you would like to come with your McNuggets. The correct choices are spicy habanero and sweet and sour. Then go ahead and add that to your cart. Finally, believe it or not, this wonderful restaurant also makes little miniature donuts. So you're going to want to go ahead and pick your favorite flavor of donut and add that to your cart as well. Proceed to the checkout, make sure to tip your delivery driver, and then wait patiently while your meal arrives. Now you might be saying to yourself, Matt, that's a lot of fucking food, dude. But here's a fact about the human body. Did you know that the largest consumer of energy in the human body is the brain? So if you have a gargantuan brain, such as mine, and you are working 8 hours a day, being one of the greatest game developers of all time, well then you need a lot of food to fuel yourself. All right, well that's it. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this look at my diet. Hopefully it helps you to make healthier choices in your own life. And let's go ahead and take a look at what I worked on this week.
On day 1, I added some placeholder visual effects, and I improved the collision detection and the combat and animation logic. On day 2, I made some more improvements to the combat logic. I spent much of the day writing a narrative and gameplay document. I collected some more art references. I decided to change up the style that I'm going for after I reconsidered the scope of the game, so I needed some new references for that. And I added some placeholder music and sound to give an example of the kind of feeling I'm going for, which, if you can tell, is kind of a lo-fi style. On day 3, I set up a basic dialogue system, and I started working on the opening tutorial level of the game. On day 4, I expanded the dialogue system and spent a little more time fleshing out my idea for the opening level of the game. On day 5, I implemented a proper respawning and level transition system. I cleaned up the HUD a bit. It's in the bottom right-hand corner, as you can see now, and it looks a little bit nicer. And I discovered and fixed a variety of bugs related to the frame rate when it came to dashing. The speed of the movement is so fast that it had a little bit of inconsistency depending on your frame rate, so I had to fix that up.
There it is. That's everything I worked on this week. Now that we have a wonderful foundation for the game, I'm going to be building it from the ground up, progressively. What I mean by that is starting with the first tutorial level of the game, I'm going to do it step by step from there, flesh out each level, and figure out the enemy types one by one, stuff like that. I also currently have an art test going on. It was a rather interesting process. I probably had, when I posted looking for a new artist, I had a good 100+ inquiries. It was pretty crazy. I ended up narrowing it down to just 3 people who I sent an art test out to. So I'm just waiting on the last person right now, and then I'll be making my choice of who I want to go with. They all seem like really great people to work with, really great artwork. It's going to be a real tough pick. Ultimately, I will have to make a choice. Well, that's it for this week. As usual, buy my first game, follow me on social media, like and subscribe on YouTube, and I'll see you next week. But not really next week. Hopefully I'll see you again by the end of this weekend, because this video came in late, and you get what I'm saying.